All right, it has been a few days since we were last in last Epoch. We're gonna jump in here and try more endgame content on our Beastmaster Primalist Druid hybrid thingy. And we're just coming, if you're watching this on YouTube later, we're just coming over from Guild Wars 2, so might still be answering some Guild Wars 2 questions, and that's entirely okay. Were you considering to play Helldivers 2? When I first saw Helldivers 2, I admit, I was just like, oh, it's just some shooting game. This is like, I've seen so many shooting games, whatever. And I didn't really think much of it. And then later on, I started seeing the memes and stuff about it, and I'm like, oh, this actually looks hilarious. Maybe I would be willing to play this, so I would need to, you know, maybe play it with like, you know, Noxie and stuff. But I have not. At the beginning, I was like, oh, it's just a shooty game, whatever. And I didn't really get into it. So maybe, now that I've seen more of it, I might. Where to collect in-game rewards from Guild Wars 2 from Twitch? Vladius, if your account between Guild Wars 2 and Twitch was connected, it should mail them to you. It should mail them to you. Which one of these do we want to do? Let's do that one. Let's go there. Would you like to run some Tier 4 Friday? Oh, no, Match Reality. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Oh, man. Okay, I'm getting back into this now. I had to remember my buttons. By the way, if any of you play Path of Exile and want to know how to summon a million plants versus zombies, exclamation, was it LE build? I think that was the command. I answered questions on this freaking build I'm playing so many times. I finally made a video of it, just so if people ask. And so someone bullied me in the comments. They're like, every time Mug gets asked a question too many times, he makes a video of it. And it's like, you know what? That's true. If it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't have an exclamation wife command. But I do, which means I got asked how to get a wife way too many times. Oh boy, that's a lot of projectiles. Where do I get my anti-projectile bubble in this game? How is it compared to PoE? It is fantastic. Okay, so if you ask me for the best action RPG to play right now, I'm gonna say Last Epoch, Grim Dawn, or Path of Exile. I will not list any of the Diablo games. I grew up playing D1, D2, D3, D4. However, I don't think any Diablo game is better than the 3 games I listed a second ago. This game compared to Path of Exile. Path of Exile has more endgame depth. I mean, you've seen the giant skill tree in Path of Exile. It is insane. However, this game has depth in a different way, but not in that, you know, crazy, insane way that you saw before. In this game, you pick a class. Here's Primalist. I pick this. Here's a little talent tree. Then you pick a subclass. Here's Beastmaster. I pick this. It has a tree. But the other classes that I didn't pick, Shaman and Druid, I can still go to halfway point on that tree. I can still go up to this chain in the middle. So I've got 4 talent trees right here, and you get bonuses for whichever one you specialize in. In addition, the skills you put on your hotbar down here each have a skill tree. So all of them have a level of customization. Now, none of them is the giga massive skill tree that, you know, Path of Exile boasts, but it does allow for a lot of customization, but without drowning you in information. Also, Path of Exile, if you want to respec, is awful. In this game, respecing is very, very, very simple, and it encourages you to try different things out, and then if you don't like it, you can just change it. Like right now, I'm playing a hybrid between a Beastmaster and a Druid, and a Druid in this game is more about shape-shifting, and I've turned into this Sylvan creature that can summon vines to shoot needles and stuff at enemies and just get 100 stacks of poison. And they don't tend to like that very much. And we just finished this level, so we're just going to put back to 10. Can you turn down the game audio a bit? I can hardly hear you. I like the audio. I'll turn it down a little. There you go. Alright, loot. Got 2 arena keys from that one. Alright, and and transfer materials. Okay, someone said pet chip. Incoming chip. Let's see. Quick Yours 2 question. I just started working on legendary stuff very recently. I'm now hurting so bad for tier 3 and 4 crafting goods. I used to have tons, but I use them, and now I'm struggling to replace them. Any advice on getting more besides making my wallet cry? Elder Mizu, so tier 5 and 6 goods, I would say, you know, if you've got any volatile magic or unbound magic, you could turn those into materials. If you need 3 and 4, 3 and 4 doesn't cost as much. I would honestly just farm gold in whatever way you like and use that money to buy tier 3 and 4 stuff. It's like if you like PvP, just run some PvP and then use the gold to get tier 3, tier 4 goods, for example. That's how I would do it. Because compared to like T5, T6, the lower tier stuff is usually the cheaper. You ever tried New World or Lost Ark? I did try Lost Ark for like 2 hours. I played a couple different classes at the low levels. I couldn't really find one. I liked Lost Ark gameplay. I liked the world. I couldn't find a class I enjoyed. And if I don't like playing the class, I'm not going to play the game for very long. Oh, hold on. What was that last question? Bushman says, I picked up Guild Wars 2 after a long break. I wanted to play the fantasy of a long-range sniper assassin hunter person. I picked up Thief, and I trained Deadeye. I tried looking for some help on builds for Rifle Deadeye for PvE. Unfortunately, I can't find anything outside of pistol build. Is Rifle Deadeye not viable for PvE? You should... Okay, so snowcrows.com and guildgen.com are websites with lots and lots of builds on them. I believe both of those have a rifle build for Deadeye. That would be the first place I would encourage you to check. Nuh on YouTube says Rifle Deadeye is actually even more viable than it used to be because now the 3 skill has piercing. So apparently it got a buff in the recent patch. Oop, a lot of crafting components from that Scorpion Ninja skill. Many dots. Echo conquered. All right, killing this guy was the last boss. Most raid builds do work in PvE. They usually most DPS raid builds sacrifice sustain and survivability for big damage, and then they rely on healers to keep them alive or their own ability to not stand in stupid stuff. So you can absolutely play them in open world, you just have to not stand in stupid stuff. Looking at the loot here. This has potential. Do that.
Take care.
Alright, what's next? Almost to the next thing here. It doesn't matter, just pick one. I just ran all IBS and UD strikes on Druid after retiring many years ago. I was 76% lack uptime. I didn't know I was even doing a lack, and no one died until we got to HT. But we cleared, and it was a fun experience. Mace Druid is so nice. Agreed, yes. Yeah, Mace feels so good to the point that it almost, you forget that you need to go into Astral Form sometimes just to pump heals just for the sake of alacrity. And you definitely want to do that because Alacrity, you know, everyone is recharging their skills 20% faster, which is huge. That's everyone doing basically 20% more of their big damage skills, 20% more of their buffs, 20% more of their big healing skills, etc. So it's definitely a habit you want to build, but that's awesome that you're able to clear. Tavi says, I noticed you don't have 20 plus minions. Are you all right? You can do that with some builds in the game. I'm really enjoying this. Like, I've got 3 minions I really care about, and if they go downstate, I need to like go save them and revive them, which is the Summoned Spriggan, the Giant Scorpion, and the Saber-Tooth Tiger. And then I've got the vines I'm summoning that shoot thorns at people, it's poison, and the healing totems, which also shoot poison thorns at people. But they also heal every second, too. So my main sustain is the healing totems, just pumping healing on me and my summons. And we've got also, I think, a 40% chance on hit on all my stuff to frostbite enemies, which is like a cold dot. So most enemies get like, if they live long enough, they get like, see that one had 50 dots when it died. Lots of bleeding, lots of poison, lots of frostbite. Except for Thief. What about for Thief? I saw in a video you suggested New Guild 2 players not play Guardian. Why is that? That was a meme. That was just a joke. They're like I for a very long time hated Guardian. And that was a joke stemming from that time period. The reason why is there was a 5-year period in Guild Wars 2 where Firebrand was the best support. It wasn't like, oh, this is one of the endgame support options. No, it was the best support, no contest, and if you were playing a Druid or something else, mini groups would kick you. And they left it in that busted, overpowered state for 5 years. So yeah, it's kind of like me just being mean to the popular kid, because you know he could do anything, and the teacher was fine with that. Like it was crazy. So yeah, I constantly was just like, oh yeah, you know, real players don't play Firebrand. You know, that's like punching in a cheat code. Yeah, I said all kinds of crap like that. Now it's much more even. They still are better at certain things than other characters, but it's much more even than it used to be. Yeah, for example, one of the best buffs in the game is called Stability. And Stability, it used to be, a Tempest could not cast it at all. A Druid could not cast it at all. A Firebrand, they could spam it. So people only wanted Firebrands to their groups because stability, stability, stability till the end of time. They also had access to Aegis, which no other support had. Now, it is a limited amount, but there is a little bit of Aegis available on many of the other healers. Some of them have a lot of Aegis, like Chrono has plenty, but the other healers, many of them have like the ability to give their group 1 stack of Aegis. If you don't know, Aegis is a buff that blocks 1 attack. And just the ability to do that, even once a minute or once every 30 seconds, opens up doors. Because there are raid bosses that are just like, I'm going to kill the whole raid, and I will attempt to do it once every 30 seconds. And you need Aegis to survive that. And so if the group just doesn't have Aegis, you have to change the group composition, depending on what you're doing. In Sarah's CM, I've only seen Druid and Scourge heal. No one's killed Sarah's CM. Who cares what they're running? No one's done it yet. Tell me what the first group who kills it did. Oh gosh, this is nasty. Now, someone was asking about Path of Exile earlier. Similar to Path of Exile, when you get up to this level, you do want to make sure like your resistances are capped and stuff. I do have resistances capped, but things here still hit very hard. However, my 5 healing totems, if I get hit and I don't get one shot, they will try very hard to snap my health back to full very quickly. That's the method of survival I chose instead of using like life leech or something. Now, I love these arena fights where I basically camp in one area and they come to me because that works really well for my build where I can just keep summoning vines. Alright, portal. Snowcrow got it under 1%, 0.78. Dude, if they got to 0.78 and wiped, I bet they were screaming. Unique ring. Cycle of putrescence. Your volatile zombies have a chance to resurrect equal to 100% divided by your number of zombies. Volatile zombies charge in and explode. So if you're running a necro with this ring and if you only have one, does it always just have a 100% chance to res and it just keeps running in and exploding? That'd be kind of funny. I wonder how long it takes it to resurrect. You need 2 for perma-res? Wait, what? That doesn't make sense.
Yes.
100% divided by your number of zombies. So if you have 1 zombie, 100% divided by 1 is 100. So 100% chance. Cool uniques. Yeah, similar to many other ARPGs, there are uniques that can make or break certain builds. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future, so I've been saving lots of uniques in my bank there. Shapeshift, and oh, we've passed an Echo unlock. Path of Despair. Chase the Imperial caravan transporting prisoners to save them from the remnants of the Empire and the Void. Stability is the best boon unless the enemy corrupts it. Yes, corrupted stability turns into fear, I believe. Slothosaur flashbacks. There's a moment where you want to give the group stability, and then all the other moments you absolutely don't want to give the group stability because it'll get corrupted and turn into fear. Boon corrupted PvP is fun though. Yeah, if you got access to it. It can be. Honestly, anytime you have a niche skill and there's a moment where you get to use it, it's great. Like, I love when, if an enemy has downstated an ally and it's by like a ledge, and I'm either below them or above them, and then I just use search and rescue to pull my ally either through the ceiling or through the floor, and then save them, and the enemy is just running around and they can't do anything about it. I'm just like, oh, I love it. However, PvP's gotten really bursty lately. That works less often now than it used to. Mug, did you try empowered monos yet? I do not know what you're saying, so probably not.
Crimson Spud, Moonlight Potato.
Oh my god. You need to beat every mono once to get empowered monos? Then no, I'm not there yet. Okay, this one's done. Nothing good in that one. Alright, next up. Don't care, just pick one. Normal monolith caps at 50 corruption, empowered starts at 100 and can scale indefinitely. What was the command to watch today for this build again? Exclamation LE build. If you see anyone in the chats ask for it, that's all you gotta do. Thank you. Sure. Yeah, I got asked about that so many times, I finally recorded it one of the times I explained it, and then just made a link for it. Easy. You could call this the Plants vs. Zombie build, or the Mother Nature is Pissed build. Both would be accurate. waka 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 waka.
Prime sub got moved to an additional sub-menu, but we got there.
Oh, I'm glad you figured it out, Arch. Since I'm on the broadcaster side and not on the viewer side, I wasn't sure where it had moved for you. Have you found the scroll yet? No. This is my first time playing Last Epoch in nearly a week. We went crazy on Guild Wars 2 during the new content. Mother Nature will build. I said Mother Nature is pissed build. Because it's like I'm summoning a bunch of angry players. Like, honestly, this game, more than so many others, really makes me feel like the Druidism. Like, we're summoning so many, like, plants and animals to just, like, mob our opponents. Like, man, this guy's tough. What if we use 200 stacks of poison? Yep, that did it. I have so far not found a problem that 200 stacks of poison could not get me past. That's it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Animal Kingdom. I haven't seen Animal Kingdom, but I can go. It's not a tumor. Oh, that guy had twinning. He duped. Ow. Yeah, I just snapped at half health and then shot back up from the glowing totems. Kind of with Druids did you ever too? Because shapeshifted a bunch of animals and monsters too. Yeah. Yeah, obviously World of Warcraft Druids can shapeshift. And, EverQuest 2, almost every class got fun spells. Like mages or conjurers could summon elementals, and then they had fun spells that let them appear to be elementals, like they would turn into an elemental. And they could just use it in party play, and mess around with it. But Guild Wars 2, with its very limited buttons on the bar, doesn't really have a lot of room for stuff like that. How many runes of Ascendance do you have? I would have to check. I don't know. Okay, started the gauntlets. Talking about shape-shifting, a weird shape-shifting memory I had. Back when I played, I think it was Neverwinter Nights 2. You know, Neverwinter Nights 2 is a classic RPG, like dice rolling type thing, you know, like D&D. And there was a part in it where you had to, like, strong arm a guy, like basically arm wrestle him in a bar to get information out of him. And this is at, like, level 22. 22's in the epic levels. So, past 20, you start getting crazy spells and abilities. And as a druid, I had Shapeshift Dragon. And I shapeshifted into a dragon and clicked, and that made my strength go to something just bonkers. And then I clicked him again, like, hey, I want a rematch on that arm wrestle. He's like, stupid, you don't know what. And he didn't respond at all to the fact that I was a dragon now. And then we did the arm wrestling contest, and it was like, you throw him through the table and through the far wall or something like that. And I was like, cool, I win. Shapeshift back to normal. It's like the game just did a strength check, and it didn't do like a dragon check or anything. It didn't care. This is Last Epoch. This is action ARPG. Muck, I feel like playing Tower Defense. I mean, if Lord Hyzen can turn an MMO into a single-player game, I can do this. Have you tried any of the other classes yet? Mm-hmm. I have a Falconer and a Necro that I have played up to like level 30 or 40 since the release of the game. Before the release of the game, when it was in beta, I've tried all the classes. Not all the subclasses, but all the base classes. I found a belt that gives me 16 potions. Ah, you lush. I bet you're gonna have a drinking problem. I wish I had a pet like the, anyone remember the fun pets in Diablo 3 that would run around and collect gold for you? I need that right now. Or like the Demon Hunter ferrets. They would run around and get like the little loot. I need those. What kind of necro? I mean, she's like level 40, so nothing too crazy. I think I was using flesh golems, skeletons, skelly mages. I was using the version of the archmage, the skelly mage, so it also doubled as a movement skill. Something else I don't remember, and then I was using my mana to summon wraiths, which are like short pets that you can spam. Two purples. Let's see. Wait, Guild Wars 2 question. I've lost an item. It's on a character. What's the best way to search an account wide? GW2 efficiency. If you've got your API hooked up to that website, can scan your whole account for something you're looking for. Likewise, if you have your API in Glitch HUD, you can use, there's like an item search or item find module, and you can look for it with that. Look at the dots on it. It had over 250 there right before it died.
No room.
No room. Oh no! Alright, I have to clear out the bag.
Yes.
Hold on. There's a couple people redeeming pet chip. Let's visit him real quick and check these off. Ooh, is this actually an upgrade? Is it one-handed? Yeah, I think this actually is an upgrade. Holy cow, I haven't seen an upgrade in a while. It's really hard to, the stats on this are so bad for me, but it has +1 to all primalist skills. That part's insane. But everything else on that item is like, ugh. Alright. 122% increased damage over time while transformed. So if you had a dot shapeshift build, this would be crazy. My dots all come from summons, so that would not apply for me, but that is very interesting. Alright, let's go here. And put these keys away. It's interesting, the sort screen doesn't actually put all keys of the same type together, so it doesn't do anything alphabetical. I think it just sorts items of the same size altogether, or something like that. I know PoE's really